All right, so you've got this incredible idea, you're deep in the code, and you're building an amazing product. But how do you protect it? How do you build a real defensible moat around all that hard work? Well, today, we're diving into exactly that.
You know, for most people, when you talk about protecting a tech idea, the first word that pops into their head is patent. It's the one everyone's heard of. But what if I told you that focusing only on patents is like being a carpenter who only uses a hammer? Yeah, it's a powerful tool, but it is definitely not always the right one for the job.
So it's time to think again. Because the key to really smart protection isn't just one tool. It's a whole toolbox. And knowing which tool to use for which job, that's one of the most important strategic decisions you can make. Today, we're opening up that toolbox and looking at everything beyond the patent.
First up, let's talk about this secret sauce. This is the foundational tool, the one you're probably already using without even realizing it. We're talking about trade secrets.
So what is a trade secret? Well, the definition is actually pretty simple. It's got to have three things going for it. It has to be valuable, it can't become a knowledge, and, this is the really crucial part, you have to be actively trying to keep it secret using what the law calls reasonable measures.
And we're not talking about some abstract formula locked away in a vault. Especially in the world of AI, your trade secret could be the totally unique way you clean your training data, your specific recipe for training a model, or even your internal library of prompts that just happens to get the best results. It's all that hard-won practical know-how. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. If the whole value lies in the secrecy, how in the world do you actually maintain it?
This is where those reasonable measures we talked about come to life. And really, it's all about operational discipline. Controlling who sees what. Segmenting access so people only have the keys they actually need. Using contracts like NDAs is a no-brainer. And this last one is so important. When someone leaves your company, you make sure their access is cut off immediately. Protecting a trade secret is an active, ongoing process.
All right, let's grab the next tool from the box. While trade secrets protect your internal magic, what about the stuff you actually ship? You know, your code, your website, your documentation. For that, we turn to copyright.
Now here's a really crucial distinction you've got to understand. Copyright protects your literal lines of code, the expression of your idea, from being copied. What it does not protect is the underlying algorithm or the idea itself. This means a competitor can't just copy-paste your software, but they can look at what it does and write their own code to get the same result. Think of it this way. It's protection against plagiarism, not competition. And anytime you're talking about software, you have to talk about open source. This isn't just a legal thing. It's a huge strategic choice. You have to ask yourself, what's my goal? Do you want maximum adoption? Well then, a permissive license like MIT or Apache is your friend. It makes it super easy for others to use your work. Or is your goal to force anyone who uses your code to share their changes back with the community? Then you'd look at a copyleft license like the GPL. There's no single right answer here. It's all about what you want to achieve.
Okay, tool number 3. We've protected our internal process with trade secrets and our code with copyright. But how do we protect our name, our identity out there in the market? That, my friends, is where trademarks come in.
You know, a trademark is so much more than just protecting your name and logo from being copied. It's your symbol of trust. It's your reputation. When a user sees your brand, they know what to expect. And as that reputation grows, the value of that trademark grows right along with it, becoming this core business asset that you build with every single happy customer. So we've protected our process, our code, and our brand. But in the age of AI, let's be real. The most valuable asset might be something else entirely, your data. In so many ways, controlling data rights is the new gold.
Just think about it for a second. An AI model is only as good as the data it's trained on, right? This means that a unique, high-quality data set that you have exclusive rights to can be a far more powerful, far more effective moat than any patent on an algorithm. A lot of times, the real IP isn't the model, it's the data that built it.
So this right here becomes your absolute essential checklist. Before you use any dataset, you have to be able to answer these questions. Just because you can access some data doesn't mean you have the legal right to use it for training a commercial model. The answers are buried in your data access contracts, and I'm telling you, getting this wrong can sink your company. So we've covered a lot. Trade secrets, copyright, trademarks, and data rights. And here's the main takeaway.
A smart IP strategy isn't about picking just one. It's about looking at everything you're building and strategically choosing the right tool, or even a combination of tools, for each specific job. Let's recap it all with a quick cheat sheet. You protect your internal processes, your secret sauce, with trade secrets. You protect your code from flat-out plagiarism with copyright. You build that customer trust with a strong trademark. And in today's world, you build your most powerful moat with solid data rights contracts. See, each tool plays a different but totally vital role.
So, the final question is for you. Take a second and look at everything you're building. The code, the processes, the brand, the data. You've created something incredibly valuable. Now that you've seen the full toolbox, how are you going to protect it?